Hey, we're at Expo Mountain West and we brought 7 trucks in our booth and we're gonna do a deep dive on all 7 of them. We'll have some fun along the way too in between. Come along. Did you get that? Uh-oh.
How's the show going so far?
Good. Sorry, that's the last one. We'll start with this right here. It's my 2021 TRD Pro Tacoma. And the most striking thing about it, I think, are the 40-inch Mickey Thompson Baja Pro XS tires. It's a 40 by 1350, 17-inch wheel. Those are KMC 17s. It's a positive 25 offset. A lot of people are trying to go negative offsets or zeros. We usually recommend zeros. But we need positive offsets on this, and I'd actually prefer this to be more positive because there are portals in there too. It's Werewolf portals. They give you a 35% gear reduction, 6 inches of lift, a ton of ground clearance. The ground clearance on this truck is actually 22 inches and stock is 9 on a Tacoma. The portals also give you a 35% gear reduction at the hub, so you can run a 40 and it feels like a stock truck to the rest of your drivetrain. So really cool. It's almost like a cheat code when you're off-roading. In here also we have the Camberg Slapper Series kit. It's a +2 long travel kit. What's really cool about this, well, there's a lot of things, but the number one thing I want to point out here is you can run an OEM length shock. So this is a normal OEM replacement shock. It's not a long travel spec shock because they moved the lower shock mount in. So you're getting a lot of travel still on a +2 kit. You're getting as much travel as any other long travel kit, but you don't have to get long travel spec shocks to get that much travel. It drives great. There's also an integrated bump stop on a pivot that actually mounts into the gussets for the upper control arm as well. It's beautiful. It's all billet on the upper, and I love Camberg stuff. They just don't really miss. Staying here on the front end, inside of this wheel, I'm running the Power Brakes 6-piston big brake kit. It's fantastic. They also have a D-line kit, so if you don't want to go 6-piston, you can just replace your factory stuff with Power Brake stuff. It's the exact same rotor and the exact same pads that are on their big brake kit, but shrunken down a little bit on the pads. It's really just fantastic stuff. We have a video all about Power Brakes. The stopping power is absolutely necessary to go into a big brake kit when you build a truck like this. It's heavy, it's powerful. It's powerful because this thing has a Pro Charger on it. We have a ton of content about this truck and this Pro Charger. We've Pro Charged more Toyotas than anybody in the world, I believe. Pro Charger, fact check me on that, but I think we have to be leading everybody. It's fantastic though. It gives you a 40% power increase, so you're about 400 horsepower on a Tacoma to the crank with this. Beautiful intercooler right there. And right up front here, we have Little B's Fabrication. This is a custom front bumper that Brian at Little B's made. I'm not sure if they're offering wide body bumpers yet. ADV fiberglass is what's on here on the front and rear for the wide body kit, and Brian was kind enough to make me custom front and rear bumpers at Little B's. They're great. It's kind of the quintessential Colorado bumper in my opinion. It's a little bit hybrid. It's not necessarily crawler bumper. It's not necessarily desert bumper. Daily driver friendly. It's a hybrid style, so it's lighter than a full plate would be. And then we have Baja Designs lighting, just top to bottom, even rock lights. Baja Designs everything on here as well. Controlled by a Garmin Power Switch dual setup. And then we've got our in-house Mountain Yotas rock sliders. These are 100% made in the US DOM tubing. They are bolt-on with a top plate that has the TRD stripes cut out and a logo. Of course, we have a Pure Blind art wrap on here. This truck is a 2021 and I've had 3 art wraps that Nick Hughes has designed. I think this is my favorite. It's kind of a throwback to the original like mint green wrap that was on here. If you've been following us for a long time, you've seen that, I'm sure. On the back, we also have Super Pacific Canopy Camper. We have a lot of content on them too. As far as canopy campers goes, Super Pacific really can't be beat. It's really high quality, 100% made in the US. They even do the cut and sew in-house for the fabric of the tent. Pass-through canopy camper. It's the best way to camp in my opinion. On the rear, we have Archive Garage's ultimate rear end kit with prototype goat shocks. It was actually the second round of prototypes that we did for goat shocks as we were in the development phase. That gives you a 12 by 2.5 inch smoothie in the rear. And then we have a Dobinson's leaf pack with shackle hangers from Archive Garage as well. Can't forget to mention the Sherpa roof rack up there. We even have Baja Design scene lighting, Baja Design's S8 40-inch light bar in there as well. We'll wrap it up here on the rear end. This is a Little B's custom rear bumper. He is now actually selling rear bumpers for the first time for Tacomas, and they're sick. This was like 2 years before he started offering rear bumpers. And again, it's custom because I have a wide body kit on here. His production bumpers are not at an angle like this, and they're obviously not as wide, but it's the same look to them. So super aggressive. Brian at Little B's, you're the man. I appreciate you very much, dude. And that's pretty much all the major stuff. There's a ton more on this build, but I love this truck. It's like a cheat code off-road. It's insane. It almost makes obstacles too easy, and it's just a blast to drive. Gets a ton of attention. So to me, this is kind of the second best build here, but you're gonna have to wait to see the coolest thing that we built for this show.
It sounds good.
It's day one and the vibes are high. We've got everyone from the shop up here at Expo. You just saw Dwight's third Gen Tacoma, and we've got several more to go. Now it's time to wrangle up Kyler and check out his old school Tacoma. He went crazy on the custom fabrication.
Can we get a wink?
Well, let's dive in.
What's up? I'm Kyler from Mountain Yotas. We're out here at Expo Mountain West, and this is my truck that's in our booth. It's a 2001 Toyota Tacoma. My dad bought this truck a few years back, and it was just a simple build. Just had a huge lift on it. It was really stiff. It was like kind of an overlandy kind of thing, and he had a vision for it. Didn't have the time to complete that vision, so I bought it from him a couple months ago, and I'm kind of building this in homage to him. So I really bought this truck as my daily driver, but being a mechanic, I can't really leave anything alone. Originally, I have a crawler, so this is going to be like the whoop eater. It's not going to see off-road that often, but when it does, it'll eat. So when I went and picked this thing up from California, I installed a long travel kit. I was there for a week, so it wasn't too bad. Drove it back to Colorado the day after. So it's got a 3.5-inch Total Chaos long travel kit on it. King coilovers. It's got Fox 2.0 bump stops in the front. They're stroked down to 2 inches. IFS things. So I've got some Nomad wheels and some Kenda Cleaver 3310.5s on it. So when I turned 16, my dad got me a first gen Tacoma, and since it's been my favorite truck, I totaled it a couple months later.
Drop down, say bah!
But it had it had this part of this bumper on it. This whole top piece is the same, and it was a very like Baja style bumper. Unfortunately, that truck was two-wheel drive, and it was built for a two-wheel drive, so it didn't really fit on this truck, but I really wanted to reuse some of it, so I reused this top piece and fabbed up the rest of the bumper to fit the truck. So I've got 3 Baja Designs LP6s. Shout out to Baja Designs. They're amazing. We've got 4 squadrons, well, 6 squadrons, 2 of them SAE as my fogs. So, funny story, when I bought it from my dad, he had fiberglass bedsides for it, and the week after I got back to Colorado, decided to try to put them on. And on this truck, you have to actually cut the fender off. And so I cut one of the fenders off, and I spent probably 8 hours trying to get this fiberglass to fit, and it just wasn't working. I didn't have any fiberglass stuff to work with, so I kind of had to scrap the idea. And I also had another trip back to California to go to King of the Hammers like 2 weeks later, and I was like, well, I guess we're building a flatbed. So here we are. It's all made out of 1 3/4 120 wall DOM tubing and steel plating. In the back, I've just got some normal trailer lights, you know, and some KC Cyclones as my blinkers.
Crack a toe, stay on here full time or what?
I could make it. That'd be pretty cool, actually. Yeah, let's talk about this gas tank. So originally I was planning on having my filler neck come out right here with a little plate. It'd be pretty cool. But Instagram's good for everything. I saw a video and thought it was a really cool idea, so I ended up making this gas can my gas tank fill. So it just runs straight through. It doesn't go into the tank at all, just straight into the gas tank. Huge shout out to Pure Blind Wraps. They did an amazing job on this one. I gave him the idea of like a stormtrooper kind of vibe, like a snow trooper, and he delivered, that's for sure. So like I said, it's gonna be a whoop eater mostly. So the plan is to build a gas tank for under the bed right here behind the axle and 4-link it, obviously triangulated, do some 16-inch coilovers, and we'll make her eat.
I was laughing so hard.
These videos aren't as easy as we make them look. It takes a lot of effort for us to capture the perfect take. Look at Logan, for example.
All right, let me think. How did Dwight start it? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Yeah. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Logan here again with Mountain Expo. Another build, our favorite types. What's up, player? It's the Mountain Yotas edition. You can't get it anywhere else. Super cushy. Yeah. All right, guys. All right, guys. Logan here with Mountain Yotas. Same. Not different.
In the words of the great Mamba, once you know what failure feels like, determination chases success.
What's up, guys? Logan here with Mountain Yotas. We're at the Overland Expo Mountain West show. We're gonna go ahead and walk you through one of the 7 builds that we've got here at the show for you today. And this is gonna be our 4th Gen Tacoma. Brand new, we've built this thing up as much as we can, but it's also achievable. So we use this as our daily driver for the shop truck. And what we've got going on here is starting with the base suspension lift. We've gone with King 2.5 coilover system, gives you that 3 inches of lift that's gonna be nice to take you over just about anything. I mean, 3 inches, once you go that big, you're really not gonna have very many problems, and you can really take this a lot more places than you normally would. We've also got that kitted with the upper control arms that are made by Total Chaos Fabrication. Awesome upper control arms, also a sleek look. And once we put all this suspension in, what that kind of gave us is the ability to put these tires on. And this is the Kenda Cleaver RTs. These are 35, so we didn't have to do any modifications to the frame of the vehicle to fit these, which is awesome. Thank you, Toyota. And these cleavers are fantastic because they're a rough terrain tire, but they ride like all terrain. So on-road performance is phenomenal, but when you take them off-road, you're really gonna have the grip and sidewall that you need to get the job done. Moving down, we've got the Method race wheels. These are our favorite wheels that we like to sell. We do all kinds of them, so give it that sleek look that you're looking for. Moving back, you're always gonna need some protection. So RCI rock sliders, you can't go wrong. It's gonna protect your baby. You don't want this thing getting all dinged up and damaged. So RCI, thank you guys. This is a fantastic set of rock sliders. Moving on up, we've got the Sherpa. You cannot go wrong with the Sherpa either. I mean, they are the best roof rack in the industry, in our opinion. We have good friends over there. Great party last night, by the way. Anyways, you can put anything up here that you want, whether you're trying to do like a rooftop tent or just cargo gear, even you know, bike mounts and stuff. All that's gonna go up top easy, no problem. Moving back, what we've got going on is the Leitner Designs Active Cargo System. Now this is my favorite bed rack on the market. They've got patents on all this stuff, so you're not gonna get any of this kind of gear anywhere else. You're not gonna find it. They've got all kinds of stuff like these storage containers. In here we've got all of our air compressor stuff, so air down, air up, makes it super easy and storable. Moving back, they've got their Leitner Hydropot. This thing's fantastic too because it carries 5 gallons of water, so whether you're washing dishes, washing yourself, or even like dirt bikes or bicycles after a day of riding, you're gonna have that water storage solution. So moving on over to the other side, we'll continue with the Leitner system. That was the dual pod back there, and they also have the single pods. So these are fantastic as well. So really gives you a lot of storage opportunity. Keep it out of the bed, not bouncing around. They all lock up, waterproof and everything. A little bit of extra water storage to fill up the pod whenever we run out. And then finally, up top, we have the FSR, Free Spirit Recreation Evolution V2. In my opinion, this is the best tent that's out there right now. It's a phenomenal product, opens up on both sides, and it's got all kinds of great features. The mattress is really good. The overall headroom is just, you can't compare it to anything. There's just too many wedge style tents out there. And this one pops up on both sides, so you can sit across from your partner and hang out. Really a good option. But yeah, so we really built this to be kind of a daily driver. You know, we want something that will take you as far as you want to go, but you don't want to compromise on the, you know, on the road, like drivability. And that's really key for us here at Mountain Yotas. We really want to make a practical build for you. So if you ever have any questions or concerns, you know, you can give us a call. We'd be happy to help you.
One of our favorite things about Expo is running into old friends like Bill from Baja Designs. In our last Expo video, Bill went head-to-head in a calf competition against our shop foreman, Red. Bill totally obliterated him. Now we're on our home turf in Colorado, and our boy Paddywinkel is with us. He's feeling confident.
Oh, dude.
I'm not sure about ourselves, but let's run it back
we go into the
and see if
sunshine?
Pat stands a chance
Let's
against
go into
Bill.
the sunshine. We got Bill and we got Pat. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that settles things. Bill is
There's
the
like a solid
undisputed
shadow
king for
going
what
on
seems
there,
like decades to come.
Oh, shit. Every expo just gotta... Where's Bill? Where's Pat? No.
Now let's dive back into one of the rigs at our booth. Montera built's 3rd Gen Tundra.
What's up, guys? I'm Jordan. This is my Subaru Crosstrek. What's up, guys? I'm Jordan. I go by Montera Built on Instagram. I'm over here with the Mountain Yotas guys at Expo Mountain West, and behind me is my 2022 Tundra. Yeah, so we got this truck a little over 2 years ago, bone stock, and we kind of set out to build this to be like our all-around adventure vehicle. So we do some mountain biking, snowboarding, camping, all that good stuff. So we really want to just build a truck that could do it all and kind of house our little family. You know, my fiance and my 2 dogs. It has plenty of room for, you know, us up top in the Super Pacific. The dogs sleep below us. There's plenty of room inside for our long road trips. So it really is kind of just a build to do all of, you know, everything that we love. Starting off with the front here, we've got a Little Beast fabrication bumper. All of the lighting here is Baja Designs. We've got some Alpha Rex headlights. Some of my favorite things about this look, the bumper gives it a much more aggressive look, gives you a better cutoff for off-roading, so you get some more ground clearance. The Alpha Rex headlights, they look way more aggressive. They offer better light output. I think the whole front end theme here just looks a lot better with all these mods. Moving around to the side here, we've got lock off-road wheels. These are the Bajas. They're a 17x9 minus 12 offset. Wrapped around those are some Mickey Thompson Baja Bosses. These are 37 by 12.5s, and then it's sitting on Goat Shock Slayers. They ride amazing. We couldn't be happier with them. All of the armor on this truck underneath, fully kitted out with RCI skids, and then these are the RCI sliders as well. They're super solid, man. Their manufacturing process is amazing. They've held up to some pretty good abuse. Up here you can see we've got some Baja Designs LP4s as some ditch lights. That's their ditch light brackets as well. And then you can see the whole truck is wrapped by Pure Blind wraps. This is a fully custom hand-drawn art wrap, so you really can't get anything else like this. Everything's kind of a one-off. All of it's ceramic coated by Pure Blind, and they even wrapped all the way up onto the Super Pacific camper here. They got the top wrapped all the way around the sides and the back, so the theme kind of flows all together. They got all the sponsors on the side there, which is cool. The rear bumper here is made by CBI. This thing is super beefy. Mountain Yotas killed the cuts on it. It looks almost OEM. We took it out to Moab, and that thing took a pounding, and it has held up to everything we put it through, so we love it. The rear suspension is also Goat Shocks with some Dobinson coils. It's sitting about 2.5 inches high in the rear. The suspension has high speed and low speed compression adjusters, so we can really dial it in for all the weight. We've got the deck system in the back too, and then the weight of the camper and the rear bumper, so we can really dial it in so this thing feels planted on the road and on the trails. It rides amazing. We've run a lot of different suspensions, and this has by far been the best one. So you can check me out on Instagram at Montera Built, or really around all of the Mountain Yotas guys. We hang out with them often. You know, we're here hanging out with them in Overland Expo Mountain West, and really all around Colorado.
Sneak preview of tonight's activities.
I am an old man. That was on the nail. That was on the nail.
6.5. I'm gonna roast it down, smoke them all. This is called precision.
Welcome to Expo Mountain West.
I don't want to land on that.
Oh my God. What do you guys say for yourself?
From driving?
No, I just poked myself at the edge of my door.
Ow.
Tough life, dude.
that was the ride.
The people in the studio, Green Day is in the studio with us. They appeared last night at 7th Street Entry. I'm just as surprised as you are.
Hey, I'm Red with Mountain Yotas. We're at Overland Expo Mountain West. This is my 23 Tundra. This is kind of our road trip adventure truck. We go out and do a lot of mountain biking, so that's our main thing. I don't do anything super crazy with my truck. So got a little B's bumper on the front with minimal lights. I'll probably add some more on there one day. Just a 3-inch suspension lift with the Goat Slayers series. That's been awesome. I had Kings before. These are slightly better, I would say. Got a Prinsu rack, so I can mount these boxes that don't have anything in them right now. I got to cut out the foam to figure out what I'm going to put in there. And then this diode SS5 crosslink is awesome. I don't really turn the regular light on very much. It's just the backlight to look cool. Got some RCS sliders. These are Kenda RT tires with the Alpha wheels. Probably going to change out those Alpha wheels because I think they died. I can read my list, so I don't have to think about it. I definitely do have a Pureblind art wrap. That hawk is for me. My middle name's Redhawk. That hawk is for me. And this is part of my my tribe in California. That's part of their flag, which is super cool. Nick came up with all that on his own and really personalized it to me, which I really appreciate because he definitely dug into it quite a bit. So I have this Kuat Ibex bed rack. You can do mid-height or full height on that rack, which is super cool. And then this Piston SR side bike rack, which has been really cool. When it's just me, I can throw my bike on here and not have all my bikes hanging out the back. Another 6 feet, you know. You just gotta be tall enough to get it off of here. It does wobble a little bit, so it's scary for me. I think my $10,000 bike is just gonna go flying down the highway. But I haven't put much on this rack. I could do more. There's some changes I would potentially like to make, but I haven't got to that point yet. And then I have an FSR Evo V2 Long. Best RTT I've ever had. We pretty much don't want to get out of it when we're camping. It's super dark, warm, and comfortable. So that thing is pretty crucial for us. We probably camp, I'd say I'd probably camp 40, 50 nights a year. That seems like not a lot, but I feel like I camp a lot. And that thing has just been amazing so far. So I'm gonna keep rolling with that for now until somebody wants to give me a camper or something like that. Then I'll become available. Yeah. Whoever. What else do I got going on this hog? I do just have our Mountain Yotas cat guards, which is an added assurance for sure when I'm leaving my truck somewhere with the way the catalytic converter thefts are. And then I just have a TRD skid. I haven't done anything else to it. I have so much clearance on this thing, honestly, that I don't need a ton underneath more than that, I would say. The sliders I've used accidentally once. There's a good old smash over there. We were on a kind of a a tight trail and I didn't know where we were going, and smashed that thing, but that's what it's for. It did the job, so happy with that. This bumper just looks nice. I don't need a winch. I don't need to mash it on anything. Oh yeah, just got these. These are the Alpha Rex Nova Black. Nova Alpha Black. These things are really cool, and I got the same tail lights as well, so they just look rad. Blacked it out, got rid of all that chrome finally, I think. Got a vanity plate, that was my first one. So I think that about does it for this. It never f***ing ends, so I gotta, you know, throw some more money at this thing, but I'm definitely happy for now. Yeah.
These are MIG, definitely hardwire. That's 030. That's bad. I don't like how you overlap the edge. That has gold lap right there. That one's not bad. I just, well, you know, he should have filled it in, yeah. No, yeah, he cooked that. He should have filled that in. Yeah, that's crazy. That's literally just MIG welded on.
Looks to me like you got some work to do, bud.
So they kept the drum. Got the ABS sensor too. It's just when you start bouncing, you gotta let off. It's locked. That's what a lot of people don't do. Like, dude, they leave this shit open with that right there? Really? I don't know if I trust this. I'm gonna close mine. That's what I'm trying to do too.
God damn! There's a cow, Daddy!
You know why? Because look, there's an alien space here that's pulling the cow. It's right there on this picture. That's awesome. That's her right here.
Hey, it's Dwight from Mountain Yotas. This is our 2002 Toyota 4Runner. It's solid axle swapped, triangulated 4-link in the rear. We back halved it with a cage, and it has an art wrap that is AI generated. We're calling it the UFO Runner. Right now we have one tire 4 feet off the ground, 100% custom fabricated in-house. Check it out. Dustin and Kyler did a lot of work on this together. What do you think was the most challenging part of this build?
Finishing it the last 3 days.
Yeah, like he literally was in there welding and cutting with Kyler. Man, you probably put 50 hours in 3 days just to get this thing done.
Yep.
Kyler actually drove it here on the highway too, which is about an hour. And we have some more work to do on the proportioning valve because there's basically no rear brakes and it just nose dives when you brake it. Man, this trail gear front axle is an 8-inch and the rear came out of a TRD off-road 3rd gen Tacoma, so it's an 875 in the rear with 529s in it. We also have Baja Designs lighting. We've got trail gear beadlock wheels and Kenda Cleaver RTs that are 35 inches. What do you think we need to do next on this build besides the obvious with paint and stuff? What's the next step on this build?
Next is some air bumps and limit straps, get the suspension working like it's supposed to. Definitely have to dial in some coilover rates to get it a little bit lower, and we're definitely going to do a new master and probably ditch the ABS pump. And
sweet. You got to wire up some lighting. This thing's super close though. Everything, like I said, is custom on here. With the exception of the sliders, they're weld-on sliders from All Pro, which is trail gear. And you've done a lot of like really high-end rock crawler builds. What's like something that kind of shook you about this thing?
Nothing really shook me about it. It was actually easier than I thought it was going to be. There was a lot of room to work with on this vehicle.
You knocked it out of the park. When you cut the frame off of the back of a vehicle, and you have to build a new one to fit a 15-gallon fuel cell, and then think about the cage in the back and think about how these double stack coilovers are gonna work. The geometry is really difficult to get down. And then I'd like to mention that I did paint the tires on this myself. These came with a red sidewall. I made them green. That was a big deal for me. My fingers hurt for a little while. At least 20 minutes of work went into that. And one of my favorite things too that Dustin and Kyle put their heads together on is the work in this frame, because the art wrap on here from Pure Blind was generated using AI. So there's all sorts of like alien hieroglyphics, and we included those. Kyler cut them by hand to match the hieroglyphics on like the rear frame. And that turned out really cool. And we actually ended up backlighting that. So at night, this thing looks nuts. There's also a fog machine mounted right in the middle, and it spits just one stream of fog down that encapsulates this light beam under the truck, and there's a cow hanging under there now because you can't have a UFO truck theme without a cow hanging from the bottom with a beam. What did I miss, dude? There's so much on here, it's insane.
Custom bumpers, all kinds of stuff under the hood, supercharged.
Yeah, Magnuson supercharger on this. We had to swap a new engine in here too, because I bought this truck for like $3 grand and it had like 350,000 miles on it. So we found a junkyard 3.4 motor that I think we paid 1,200 bucks for, but it had under 100,000 miles, something like that. One of the things that we have to do too, the upper shock mounts on the front end, we're gonna put a cross tube in there, and because of the supercharger, it doesn't really fit, so we're actually gonna cut a hole in the hood so you can see the blower, and we're gonna do some lighting effects on there too, because why not have a super functional rock crawler that's also gimmicky?
Yes.
Is there anything you wanna showcase in person?
Everything in the back.
Everything in the back, yeah. The back of the truck really showcases everything. I really wanna show you this side dump exhaust on a 3rd Gen 4Runner. I've never seen it before. It is as high clearance as you could possibly get, and it turns out that it sounds insane too. Did you have any issues doing that?
It was a little rough running it up through there, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, not bad for him. Check out how the exhaust is routed. It's pretty nuts. It's pushed up just above that passenger side link and just squeezes right up in front of the fuel cell. The work in here is just crazy. It was a lot of fun to watch you build this thing, dude. We've had a whole bunch of comments online already saying, what kind of rear bumper is that? That's a Mountain Yotas rear bumper, dude. That's HUD Fab doing work. Sherpa roof rack, what up? We're gonna put a hammock up there with the adventure hammock rig because we're big overlanders. Yeah, show Kyler's face, would you? Look at him, what a handsome young man.
Grab that bull by the horns and own it, man.
After a full day of baking in the sun, our dear friends over at Sherpa threw a party at their spot in Berthoud. First up, Mason. This dude is a sleeper. He's training for the professional bull rider circuit. A whopping 10 seconds in the limelights, and he already has sponsors knocking at his door. Where will this time land him in the final standings? Up next, Dread. Well, let me just quote the late great Colonel Sanders, who said, "I'm too drunk to taste this chicken." About sums this up. We paid the bull operator a couple of beers to start Redhawk for a few seconds under easy settings. I wouldn't go so far as to say we fixed this competition, but perhaps.
I think a bit of cocaine, country dancing will do.
Clocking in at a time of 29 seconds, this was quite an impressive ride. Last but not least, Will. A last minute and surprise entry. This dude is showing some serious enthusiasm and just might give Red a run for his money.
Well, I'll twist for you, baby, hit a rip for you, baby. Take another shot, get lit for you, baby. Oh, yeah. It's a call to the phone. Do we have any more? Okay.
Once quoted as saying, I wake up in the morning and piss excellence. Oh wait, that was also Ricky Bobby. Anywho's, Will came up just a hair short, 25 seconds. So second it is.
All right, guys, Logan here with Mountain Yotas. We are back at Overland Expo Mountain West. I'm gonna walk you through another one of our 7 builds that we have here in the booth today. This is one of my favorites. It's our Mountain Yotas Edition 4Runner. You can actually purchase these from the Toyota dealership directly off the lot. If they don't have it at your dealership, make sure to ask them. Tell them to give us a call. Basically what we've gone with here is a super practical everyday build. This is something that you're gonna go to work in, drive around town, but on the weekends, if you wanna go out and have some fun, this is gonna get you going. So we've started with our GOAT shocks, which is our in-house suspension that we've been developing over the last 2 years. Phenomenal suspension system. It's a dual internal bypass, gives you the extremely cushy ride that you're gonna want. We took this thing down to Hell's Revenge down in outside of Moab, and it was freaking awesome. We beat the hell out of this thing, totally put it to its limit, and it did a great job. So the suspension lift is gonna give you 3 inches of clearance, really helps out with dodging all those rocks and big boulders that you might be going over. And then that also gave us the ability to put on some bigger tires. So what we went with are the Kenda Cleaver RTs. Now the RTs are a rough terrain tire, right? And what's crazy about them is they actually ride almost like an all-terrain when it's on road. So one of my favorite tires that are out there, these are 285s. We've also kitted it out with our favorite wheel lineup, which is Method. You can't go wrong. They always are sleek. They look great on Toyotas. Moving back, we've got our Mountain Yotas rock sliders. These things are essential if you're gonna be doing any type of off-roading. Not only is it gonna be easy to get in and out of the vehicle as a step, really with the whole purpose behind it is to protect your whole car whenever you're slamming down on the stuff. You don't wanna hurt the whole thing. This thing does a great job of that. Up top, we've got the Sherpa Crestone rack. It is a phenomenal piece of equipment, super sleek and sexy and extremely durable. We were at their shop in Berthoud last night, and I can tell you, they had an entire vehicle resting on top of one of these. Goes to show how strong it is. So it does a perfect job of holding the rooftop tent, which we've gone Free Spirit Recreation. This is the Aspen V2 wedge style tent. And the reason that we did a wedge style is that we have a ladder in the back. So the ladder you can't go wrong with. As much hate as these things get, it really does give you the capability to not have to bring a ladder with you. It's always here on the back, makes it super easy, goes right up into your home. And yeah, the Free Spirit tent is a phenomenal tent too. I mean, it's got great insulation factor behind it, awesome mattress, great visibility out of it. Really can't go wrong. And of course, to give it a little bit of spice, we've got the Mountain Yotas Edition badges and the graphics kit, and no 2 of these are gonna be the same. Every graphics kit that you're gonna find on these are different and unique. So really awesome looks behind this whole thing. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or concerns, please give us a call. Like, we're always here and happy to help build something out for you. Have a great day.